Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about American politics, and we're going to talk about the absolute masterful control of the mainstream media by Donald Trump. So Donald Trump really, it's really fascinating. I didn't vote for him in 2016, but I did vote for him in 2024. I just couldn't endure another 4 years of watching the American dream just jackhammered. And so I went and I voted for Trump. But I have a degree in political science, and I can tell you right now, there's never been a guy like this. He is just next level. Like what he's doing is really never been seen before. Nothing like it. So let's dig in. So recently, this is this issue. Donald Trump is a politician at a level that has never been seen in American history. He's a what is Donald Trump? It's so bizarre, right? So he's a charismatic Republican. How do you even get that, right? Like, how do you get a charismatic Republican? Generally, Republicans are boring as dirt. Why would they be? Because they're raised by evangelical Christians, or they're raised by incredibly conservative people. That's not the case with Donald Trump. Donald Trump was a, New York rich person, right? Bourbon and all the bad habits, from, in my opinion, from his family, right? And then and here's the kicker, right? Sebastian Stan just did this movie. Nobody paid attention to this, called The Apprentice, and explained that Donald Trump is a Republican that was not a joke, a Republican trained by, Donald Trump is a Republican trained by an LGBTQ titan, which was Roy Cohns, right? So he's a Republican with the flair and the panache of an LGBTQ person, right? Then he's super smart. You're like, oh, no, Scott, I assure you, Donald Trump's an idiot. No, he held more property in New York City than anyone, right, in the 90s. Do you know what it takes to do that? It takes incredible tenacity, incredible intelligence, right? And here's where it all comes, and here's the other one. So you have this next level predator, right? Think of Donald Trump as a tyrannosaur, as a velociraptor, just claws and fangs, right? And then you get this. Recently, we had this question, this outrageously inexact question, and Donald Trump twisted it into this way where he was able to control the media for a month. We're still in that control right now. So this guy says, hey, Donald Trump, are you going to, can you tell us that you are definitely not going to use, and I'm paraphrasing, you're not going to use military or economic coercion to get this land that we need? And I was like, are you kidding, man? This is like watching a velociraptor hunt a sheep. Like, it was just so, like, this mainstream reporter was his questioning was so sloppy, so inexact, that he built a platform for Donald Trump to use him. And Donald Trump was like, no, I'm not going to say that I'm not going to do either one of those, right? And so without saying, I'm ready to invade Greenland, I'm ready to invade Panama. And he even did say, he's like, you're talking about Greenland and Panama. And put words in the reporter's mouth. Go back and watch it. It is astounding. It is astounding how sheep-like and prey, P-R-E-Y, prey. That reporter was prey. He was a clopping sheep coming in to talk to a velociraptor. And Trump ate him for lunch, tore him to shreds, right? That guy, what he did was so outrageously dangerous to Panama and Greenland. In one sloppy question, he allowed Donald Trump to say, without saying it, right? Like he allowed him to be, oh, sure, I'm ready to invade anywhere I need to get the land I need. And you're like, if you had said that flat out, people would have been upset. But there's this two-step. There's this remove. And more recently, somebody's like, what do you mean by a remove, Scott? I cannot tell you how important this is. All the truths are being said, but there's a remove. Only the smartest people are catching it, right? The biggest remove right now is all the truth outside of the sacred texts. Sacred texts are sacred texts. They never change. They always contain truth, right? Holy Bible always contains truth, right? But out in the secular world, all truth exists within entertainment. All fiction exists within news. So that's a remove, right? And so I just couldn't believe how ridiculously, like it was just like watching a velociraptor hunt a sheep, right? Like, it was just, the question was so sloppy, so devoid of the idea. And I have to admit, this terrible, terrible reporter exposed reporters can ruin the world with inaccuracy, with sloppy journalism, just sloppy, lazy journalism, right? Those should have been, you shouldn't have mixed. Oh, are you going to use military and core and economic? Those aren't the same thing. One is like guns that kill people, and the other one are numbers that accountants track. They're not the same thing. You shouldn't be mixed together in one question. It was astonishingly bad. Astonishingly bad. And so where we land is, do not underestimate Donald Trump. This is a next level predator. This guy is dangerous to the nth degree. Now, the reality is we're very fortunate because I think he genuinely wants to help America, right? But don't forget for 1 second, Donald Trump has fangs and claws on every single appendage, right? Like wing buffet, dragon breath, claw bite, man. This is dangerous, right? And these ridiculous fool reporters are walking in to his den. They are going into his lair, and he is reaping them. He is just clawing the flesh from their rib cages and roasting them before he eats them as a velociraptor to the sheep. It is, I cannot believe how bad it is. Like, it's so bad. Like, I can't, but like, this ridiculous fool reporter exposed the whole world to military invasion by the U.S. by making a sloppy question and allowing Donald Trump to go, oh, yeah, okay, military and economic or coercion are the same. Well, I'll just do military. That's a lot easier, right? And since you conflated them, I'll keep the conflation. If you're a reporter, realize you have to do your job. You have to wake up in the morning. You have to drink your freaking coffee. Don't stumble out of bed with your lazy, ridiculous questions that no one should have paid you for, right? And if you're Donald Trump, please, man, use those claws and fangs to help us. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking, subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.